Hello everyone and welcome to another video courtesy of the Freedom Eagle. Political news and commentary with a conservative lean. Today I want to talk about the far left and their agenda to cancel traditional Thanksgiving in 2020. While there are many angles that can be taken and many subtopics within this core topic, let's kick things off with America's favorite governor, Mr. Andrew Cuomo, the acclaimed author and solutionist, or so it would seem. A few days ago, Cuomo put out the following tweet. Yes, you read that correctly, living room spread, because there's a catchy little term and phrase for everything. Living room spread is what Cuomo used to define the spread of the virus within a home, presumably your home, when you have company over. So it would appear that under Cuomo's suggestion that you wear a mask indoors while making sure that your guests keep a 6-foot distance. It's not going to be a thing. Well, if it wasn't weird enough, let's move on to Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot. As part of an initiative called Protect Chicago, Lightfoot is implementing what essentially amounts to a 30-day lockdown. All traditional Thanksgiving plans have to be axed. Yeah, we'll also see about that. Of course, it was Lightfoot who just days ago spoke to a happy, happy, joy, joy crowd after Joe Biden was crowned prom king by the media. As you can see, the hypocrisy of the highest order has risen to the top once again. Lightfoot claimed from this clip you're viewing that it was natural and raw emotion that brought the people to the streets, and it couldn't be resisted, so what could you do, right? She also said everything was just fine because everyone, you guessed it, they had on a mask, so it's all good. And speaking of masks, other than wears hers, the whole just wear a mask thing has taken on a life of its own, seemingly divorced from all other restrictions that everyone was encouraged to follow in the spring. That's interesting. You hear that a lot from the left during protests and celebrations and other reasons to rush the streets. They always wash away the controversy by saying, it's all good because everyone had on a mask. Well, back in March, we were told 3 important things. Wash your hands thoroughly for at least 20 seconds. Don't touch your face. And keep a good 6-foot distance. And, don't cough into your hands. So maybe there's 4. But at any rate, when was the last time you heard a thing about hand washing and face touching? All of that's been replaced by mask mania. So it's all good. You can do whatever you want as long as you have on your mask. All these folks, even these so-called political leaders, seem to forget that a mask doesn't do a thing if you're packed in with everyone like beans in a can. And let's note the mask just in general. Folks were wearing these things at weird times and seemingly not wearing them at all during times where a mask would seem appropriate based on what we've been told. You've got people wearing masks on Zoom calls and when they're outdoors by themselves in front of a camera away from people. But as we saw with Lightfoot herself, she wasn't wearing one while she was outside in the middle of a crowd. Picking and choosing is the name of the game. With Thanksgiving approaching, riddle me this. Will Cuomo, Lightfoot, Pelosi, and others, will they cancel their own Thanksgiving plans? Will they restrict guests within their own home? Or will they just have a small gathering with people, just from out of town? Or we'll just have to see. Do as I say, never as I do has always been the motto for a very, very long time. As you can see from this headline on the screen from the San Francisco Chronicle, Governor Gavin Newsom recently appears he did his own thing, going against his own advice for the people of his own state. Let's wrap things up with a cut from Dr. Anthony Fauci talking about the dire status of things. Fauci is speaking about case numbers and his recent conversations with his colleagues in the United Kingdom and how both countries have a people that are just filled with independent spirit, but they essentially need to just shut up and get over it and find a warm spot under the boot of tyranny. Play the clip.
Who was saying the UK is very similar to where we are now in outbreak because each of our countries have that independent spirit, but we don't want to be told what to do. Well, I understand that, but now is the time to do what you're told. And I think it really is something that we should be doing right now.
Fauci, he does giggle a bit, but he certainly said what he said, so who knows. Fair to say this whole thing from top to bottom jumped the shark months ago. Personal responsibility is still where it's at, and that'll always be where it's at. Just take care of yourself. Take care of your family. If you need to stay home, do so. It's all good. This government overreach and hypocrisy is too much, so if you can, everybody have a happy, happy Thanksgiving. If you enjoyed this content, please comment, share, like, and subscribe, and we will talk to you later.